Hey guys, and welcome back to another playthrough video of Fields of Normandy. Today we're going to be playing Mission 2, Secure the Woods 2. Mission 2 allows you to have another go in circumstances similar to Mission 1. Remember, covering and flanking. Just like in Mission 1, we get Rifle Squad A, Rifle Squad B, which are equipped with rifles and grenades. The enemy, just like in Mission 1, can spawn a heavy machine gun or a light machine gun. The terrain is the same, and the win condition is to reveal and clear all the German units before time runs out. So we have 5 turns to do that. So we're going to go ahead and take a cube here and mark turn number 1. Again, get yourself a pencil if you want to play that way. I prefer to play with minis when I can. Of course, when I'm traveling, I'm going to be using a pencil to play this game. So we're going to go ahead and put our guys here in the starting area. Remember that it's going to be designated by this black symbol. It can be more than 1 hex. So this is Rifleman Squad A, Rifleman Squad B. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start rolling some d6. You can see the enemy is over here in these 2 hexes. So for Rifleman Squad A, I roll 6 and 5. So I am going to go ahead and advance over to this area. I'm gonna use the 5 fire and advance. I ignore the fire and I just use advance. And then for Rifleman Squad B, I get 2 and 5. I'm gonna go ahead and use 2, which is advance and scout. So I am advancing also over into this hex over here, and then I'm scouting this area. So we need to roll on this table now to see what kind of enemy we will detect. It's gonna be a light machine gun. So we go ahead and put the enemy here. And now again we get to decide, since we scouted, we get to decide where this machine gun will face and have his arc of fire. And it cannot face, remember last time that it has to be one of the 3 down angles here. So this one, or this one. However, it cannot face off map. So this time it can only be two areas which this will face. And we're going to go ahead and face it straight down. And that is the end of my turn. So we go now to the second turn. And we roll again for Rifleman Squad A. And we roll a 2 and 6. So I am going to go ahead and use 2 again, which will be advance and scout. So he's advancing up here. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Up here. And then we're scouting that area. And it's a 6 again. So it's another light machine gun. That's good. We don't have to deal with any heavy machine guns. And we're going to go ahead and face that machine gun to the left here. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll for Rifleman Squad B. I roll 4 and 3. I'm going to go ahead and use 3, which is advance and cover. So I start by advancing, and again I could use cover, but there's no reason for me to do that here since they're out of harm's way, both of them. And that is the end of my turns. We go now to turn number 3. I have 3 turns remaining. I have to take out these hostiles or I will have lost the game. So I roll for Rifleman Squad A. He rolls 5 and 4. And okay, I'm gonna use the 5, which is fire and advance, and he's moving up here next to this guy. And then I'm using Rifleman Squad B. He rolls 5 and 3. Okay, 5 and 3. Doesn't really matter which one I'll use, but let's say I will use number 3, advance and cover. So he always also moves into this location here. And that is the end of my turn. I now have only 2 turns remaining. So let's hope I get some good rolls for this time. Again, these guys cannot fire at me. Remember, I have to be adjacent for Germans to fire. This guy can fire into this and this box. And this guy can fire into this and this box. So I'm out of harm's way. I roll for Rifleman Squad A. And he rolls advance cover and advance fire. So I am going to go ahead and use the 6, which is advance and fire. And I'm going to go ahead and move into harm's way here because I'm hoping that if this guy don't take him out, this guy will. I have to get closer to this guy so I can take him out next turn. Okay, so this guy is gonna use... First he did the advance, now he's gonna fire. And normally to hit my rifleman would need an 8. But remember, the machine gunner is in a forest, in a wood. So that's a +1, so that would be a 9. However, I have fire support. Another friendly target is adjacent to the enemy, so it goes back down to 8. So with 2d6, I need to roll 8 to successfully take out that soldier. And I roll 9, so that's very good. The first machine gunner is dealt with. Only one machine gun remaining. And we have our Rifle Squad B left to activate before we end the turn. And we roll a 2 and a 2. Advance and scout, advance and scout. Like you know, I can choose now to reroll one or both of these d6. Of course, I'm going to choose to reroll both of them. And we roll 2 and 5. Fire and advance. Okay, so I will use my 5 and I will move in. Of course, I cannot fire. There's nothing for me to fire adjacent. So I'm just going to use the second one, which is advance. And I'm going to end my turn doing that. So again, this guy cannot fire at me since his fire arc is these 2 hexes and would have been there if there was one there. So again, I'm out of harm's way. So I'm gonna roll 2d6 now for... Sorry, this is gonna be my last turn now. So if I fail, I would have lost. Rifle Squad A rolls for orders. He rolls a 6 and a 4. Both of them are firing. We have fire and cover, and then we have advance and fire. I'm going to use the 4 to fire. I need, like you know, he's in a forest. I have fire support. I need an 8 to hit. And I get a 10. So I successfully take out that German machine gun. So I think I was actually quite lucky with the dice, because to roll an 8, it might feel simple, but actually, if you look here, very cool, I like this. An 8 is only 42% chance to roll. I really like that he included this dice chance. If you're a kind of a dice nerd, you know, it's kind of fun to watch that. Anyway, it's another victory here in Security Woods 2. And I've noticed, I just want to talk about briefly something about the game, but I noticed that some people... well, I mean, they were asking like, okay, so why aren't the Germans changing their fire arc? Because I guess it can seem kind of unrealistic that this guy would sit here with his machine gun facing the south, and then he has, you know, 2 rifle squads moving up here on his flank, and he's just sitting there, you know, letting them take him out. So I agree with that, and I understand you, but I think what you have to realize with this game is that this is not some kind of, you know, advanced simulation or something like that. This is a very abstract game, because, I mean, normally you wouldn't even have these. You would just write an A and a B and do a cross and a line. It's a very abstract game, and it's also a very light game. And if the rules would also include enemies turning and stuff like that, I don't know if I would enjoy it, because now I enjoy it. It's a very light, abstract, portable wargame book, and I appreciate it for what it is. And of course, this is a highly subjective opinion. I guess that's the word, subjective opinion. I mean, it's my opinion, so you don't necessarily have to agree with that. I just kind of wanted to, since we had that scenario now in this mission, I wanted to point that out. That anyway, that's how I feel about it. So anyway, that's it. And also, you might think that, oh, this is very easy. It looks too easy. Well, wait until you get into these horror missions, because I saw someone write something, and that is also relevant to the fire arc situation. I saw someone write something on Solitaire Wargame's Facebook group, which is excellent, by the way. If you're not on it, you should be. But anyway, he wrote, some guy was mentioning this thing, why aren't they changing the fire arc? And he said, well, it's also, the game is like a puzzle, because it's not like a normal war game. It's like you kind of have to, before you even start playing, you kind of have to look at the battlefield, and already there, before you start rolling your dice, you have to decide, okay, what's my plan? What's my battle plan? Which way am I gonna go up? Do I want to go on a direct attack because I have a limited number of turns and 2 enemies to flank them all like I did? Because that's not going to be happening in the later missions. You're gonna have to risk sacrificing some squads to do direct attacks, because otherwise, if you're going to play it safe like me, running on the, flanks, being a chicken and scouting, well, you're going to run out of tracks. And also noticed I was lucky because I got the scouts exactly when I needed them, and I did get the fires when I needed them, and I never missed a shot. Every shot I took at the enemy, I believe I hit, and I actually killed them. And that's only 42% chance when it's a roll of 8. So I think that's a very good comment, and that's exactly how I feel with this game, that this is kind of a puzzle. It's like a puzzle book. I mean, this is not Company of Heroes. It's not The Hunters or Warfighter. It's not that type of game. It's more of a puzzle. And anyway, that's a lot of me babbling on a playthrough video, but I just wanted to briefly discuss that. Okay, there was a hair in a line. Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, as always. Like I always say, if you're not already subscribed, I would be very happy if you would go ahead and do so. Of course, we're going to be playing more of Fields of Normandy. If you already have Fields of Normandy and like it, be aware that there is a second book now. It is called Battles of Normandy, and I have noticed that many of these book games tend to sell out very quickly. So don't go around and think, oh, I'm gonna save that $12 or whatever this book is. Get it before it's sold out. My Scottish soldiers thank you for watching, and they say see you next time in Mission 3.